Yo, what's up ladies and gentlemen, it's the one and we are back with 7 Deadly Sins Origins on the channel. So today I'll be giving you guys my first impressions on the game. A lot has happened within the first 4 days of the game's lifespan. Yeah, and I just wanted to share it with you guys and give you a taste of what I've had to experience. Without further ado, let's get right into the video.
I am the Lion Sin of Pride, the mighty Escanor, and welcome to the pinnacle of Gacha gaming on YouTube, the One.
Alright, before we get into the video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe for more 7 Deadly Sins Origins on the channel. And join my Discord, link in the description if you want to join my guild. And if you want to get tips and tricks from experienced players who have reached the end game of 7 Deadly Sins Origins. So with that being said, we got a list of pros and cons from my experience from the 4 days of playing. And it's like I said, 40+ hours have gone into the game. So the first pro that I would say is that you get a lot of strong free characters in this game. So let me go into my roster real quick and show you specifically. So the first character in question is Gila, right? So from logging in day 1, you will be able to get an SSR Gila. And what's cool about this is typically in gacha games, if they do have like a free SSR unit, they usually give it to you on like day 7 of like a login event. But we got Gila for free day 1 to start off our journey. And I think it's day 7, we are actually going to be able to get her SSR Lance as well. So that's cool and awesome. So we also have Tiora. Tiora's an insane healer, bro. Like, I'm gonna make a dedicated video on Tiora, but she is busted, bro. And in this game there are a lot of healing issues, but yeah, she's a really good healer. You need a healer on your team and she fits the bill. The next thing is co-op is fun when the server is stable. I made this point here because on day 1 of launch, typically in these open world action games, there's going to be a lot of server issues. It happened in Wuthering Waves. It happened in what's it called, Zenith Zone Zero. You know, day 1 for all these open world action games, there's always going to be some lag. There's always going to be some bugs. Servers are going to be shaky. So yeah, so day 1 there were a ton of issues. I'm not gonna lie, there was a ton of issues. You know, trying to do co-op, you're falling through the map, people losing their dash, people not able to use their mounts, the game freezing, not being able to join parties. Like, a lot of that was going on day 1, right? But I will give the devs grace that it's day 1, they're working on fixing all this stuff, because the next day on day 2 there was a 2-hour maintenance, and a lot of the co-op bugs were fixed, right? A lot of them were fixed, and the server was more stable, and you were encountering less errors when you're trying to play with your friends. And yeah, like, co-op is really fun when there's no lag or anything. When we eventually got it working, me and the guys in the Discord server, yeah, we had a lot of fun. We were playing for hours, bro. So yeah, that's another pro. And the next pro of this game is the co-op carries through the main quest. Like, this game, what this game has that Wuthering Waves don't have, what that Genshin don't have, is that you're able to co-op through the entire main story. If you're weak, you can get strong people to carry you. Like me and some of the guys in Discord were in call, and I was behind, right? I think I was like act 7, and I had one of my Discord members carry me from act 7 all the way to act 12 to finish all the main story quests yesterday. So like, it's actually insane, because some of those fights, I'm not gonna lie, as you progress through the main story, the bosses get more difficult and more difficult and more difficult. And granted, I was speed rushing the game just so I can make these guides and give you guys all the knowledge I've gathered from my experience playing. But if you're a casual player just playing the game as you go, you are going to encounter some difficulty with these bosses, man. Like, you should not be beating the game within 3 days unless like you're wailing, right? But that being said, the co-op is super fun. You're able to co-op with to do the main story. Like I said, you're able to co-op for some side quests, and I'll touch more on this later. But some of the side quests you can do co-op. Yeah, and you can do co-op in dungeons. Yeah, it's really fun, man. It's a lot of fun in hopping in VC with you guys and playing the game. So that's another pro. The next pro for the game is the insane boss fights with the unique mechanics. Man, I remember when we fought Albion, bro. We fought Albion, like that boss fight was super cool. There were multiple phases. You know, you had to go and get like a gun and shoot him at certain stages. Then like you had to climb up his body, then attack his core and the inside. Then like it was super fun. And like one thing I noticed is like all the big major bosses have different mechanics, right? And one of the coolest mechanics in my opinion is personally the Helbrum Book of Stars quest, right? I show you guys here. If I go into my Book of Stars, you fight Helbrum when you're trying to break through rank 30. When you're trying to break through rank 30 to increase your world level, you have to fight a Helbrum, and there's two phases to that fight. And bro, the mechanics for Helbrum is like it's so cool, man. You guys have to play this and try for yourself. But that Albion, the corrupted dragon at the end in chapter 12, the Gila fight that I think that the Gila fights in act 8. Yeah, the Gila fight in act 8, corrupted dragon in act 12. Like, these are just some of the insane boss fights they have in this game, and I think that's another place where they shine. Okay, so the next thing is, like I said, the difficulty will challenge you. When you're progressing through the main story, it starts off super easy, but then the difficulty starts to scale, and I do like that. I'm not just flying through all these bosses super easily. You know, you don't automatically revive if you die fighting a main story boss. Like in Wuthering Waves, when you're fighting the main story boss in Wuthering Waves and you die, they just automatically revive you so you can progress through the story. But in this game, if you die, you just have to fight again. You just have to try again and again and again. Like, I think there were times where I was stuck because I was trying to push when I shouldn't have been pushing because my account was way too underpowered. Before I got on co-op with some of you guys in Discord, and I was stuck on some bosses for like an hour, 2 hours, trying to learn their mechanics, trying to do as much as I can. And it's really fun. If you like difficulty in with your bosses, this is the game for you, man. It's very challenging. Obviously, as you progress, as you wail over time, it gets way easier. But like I said, I did all of this like within the first like 2-3 days, and it should take you guys, as you're playing at a more casual like pace, way longer, like at least a week or 2 weeks to beat all the story. So yeah, the next thing I will say about this game is the huge map. This game has let me back out. This game has a humongous map. Let me just show you guys real quick. Look how big this map is for the game, and this is day one, guys. Look how big this map is for this game. It is insanely big, bro. It is insanely big, and it has beautiful, unique locations. Like, just to name a few, you have Liones, then you have where is it at? You have, I think this is the Fairy King's Forest over here. Yeah, this is the Fairy King's Forest. That's really beautiful. Then you have like the desert. This desert area is insanely cool. Then you have like this castle over here where you fight the corrupted dragon. It's super cool. and then you have like this like tower that's super like, or like this castle I should say, that's super tall, and like there's multiple floors. Like it's really cool, really enjoyable. So many unique locations, and one of my favorite locations you actually play in the story. I think it's like you fight Gila. I think it's in Act 8 when you fight the Gila boss. You basically go to the afterlife, like this realm of the afterlife where, if you guys remember in the original Seven Deadly Sins anime, where Bon and King fought Gila, and where Bon met Elaine's spirit or whatever, they fought there. It's like this crystallized area. Like that's like one of my favorite areas in this game, and like the potential for locations in this game can only go up. Like it's the locations I want to see is like the demon realm. I want to see Purgatory. If you guys know the lore on Purgatory, basically time goes like incredibly fast. Apparently every minute is like 100 years or something like that in Purgatory, in Seven Deadly Sins. I just want to see so many cool things. I want to see Camelot. If you know King Arthur, Camelot, the kingdom of that, the goddess realm. Like there's so much that they can do with this. The sky's the limit. But yeah, that's the end of the pros. Now the cons of this game that I do want to talk about is, the first one is the server stability. Now, like I said, it was the first day that I had the major server issues, and then some trailed onto day 2 even after the maintenance. So they just need to fix the servers completely. Yes, I know that the game is still technically early access because the game isn't out on mobile devices yet, but currently it's out on PS5 and Steam, and it's not great that there's so many server issues and bugs in the game. It's just not great, especially if you're trying to do co-op and push. It's not fun, and it does take the fun out of it when you're trying to join a party and it takes like 20 minutes because it keeps on disconnecting you and you have to reconnect. Then when you join, there's so many bugs and stuff, so they just need to fix that. And especially if they want to have PvP, guild versus guild, you need to fix the servers. Like PvP will be impossible if the servers aren't fixed properly and stable. So that's the first con, I will say. The second con is this: the potion timer. Oh my god, bro, like they need to fix this ASAP. Like so many points at me playing through the main story or playing through a boss or whatever, and like I use a potion and then I have to wait so long to use another potion. Like look at this, it takes a whole minute once you use a potion. And like at that point when I'm like, okay, I need to heal again, I'm already dead. That's why I told you guys that Tiora is really strong. She's a really busted healer that they do give you for free. But the potions, it's like the potions are useless, man. Like it gets to the point where you don't really even use your potions. You're just relying on the sustainability from your characters, because the cooldown is way too long, bro. A minute cooldown, they need to reduce it down to 30 seconds. Like 30 seconds is a good middle ground. 30 seconds, 25 seconds, but a minute is way too long. Because it just makes the game like more annoying to play through. Granted, they do give you Tiora and she is a free character that can heal, but maybe like they should give us the freedom to build who we wish to build and not force us into building Tiora. But yeah, the potions are trash with that 1 minute cooldown. That's why I personally recommend you build Tiora. So you have that survivability, because the game is way easier when you have a healer, guys. That's why the likes of Meliodas is really strong. That's why Meliodas is really strong. That's why Tiora is really strong. Who else heals? I think King has some healing in his kit. That's why King is really strong. That's why Diane is also really strong. Diane has some healing in her kit. Like healing in this game and having that sustainability is massive, right? So the last thing I will say, or one of the cons I've experienced, is the lack of gold and the lack of mastery EXP. Now, why is there a lack of gold and why is there a lack of mastery EXP? Let's go into the dungeons and talk about it. So in the dungeons right here, you can see the gold dungeon. I have it here. Let's click enter. So with the gold dungeon, you can see here you have some first time rewards, which is nice and all that. But look at the thing here is the amount of gold you get each run. That's the biggest issue here. So in easy mode, you get about, I'd say, 60 to 70,000 gold, somewhere around there. Then in normal, you get about 85,000 to 90,000 gold each run. And that's a problem. Why is this a problem? Well, because everything uses gold. When you want to increase the mastery for your characters, that uses gold. When you want to refine your armor, that uses gold. If you want to enhance your weapons, that uses gold. If you want to limit breaking weapons, that uses gold. If you guys get, I hope you guys get what I'm trying to say here. Everything uses gold. If you want to craft potions, that uses gold. Like it's insane. And there's obviously like merchants around the world where you need to buy resources and stuff like that uses gold. So the amount of gold we're getting for each run is not enough. I think they need to buff this and give us at least 100,000 gold per run, 100,000 to 150,000 gold per run on normal difficulty. And I think on easy mode it should give you about 90,000 to 80,000 gold per run. I do know that the more higher level it is, the gold scales up. But if it goes from like 60,000 to 85,000 here, then this is probably like 100,000 on hard mode, and this is probably like 120 to 125,000 on nightmare. Like the amount of gold increase we're getting for difficulty increase isn't a lot, man. It's not a lot. They need to buff this, and the reason they need to buff this is because the keys that we get in this game, like there is a key issue, man. They need to increase the amount of ways to get these keys, because man, this is a huge bottleneck, and I don't really like these type of bottlenecks in games, but it's a huge bottleneck. And because of these keys and the lack of thereof, there's a gold issue, there's a mastery EXP issue. Like that's one of the biggest things, man. Like once you buy everything from the shop and use your currency, like let me show you guys real quick. If you go into the shop, there's only a few ways to get these keys. The first way is if you go here, the cube key bundle, you can get 120 keys for about $5 or €6, right? So $5, we just say $5. So for $5 you can get 120 keys. And then I think if you buy that, like you can buy that like 5 times a month. You can buy that 5 times a month. So even pay to winning, you're barely getting anything. If you go into here, you can see with my stigmata fragments, I've bought out all the cube keys. Then that's about 125, I'd say 125 keys for using all your stigmata fragments. 25 cube keys 5 times for 250 of your star fragments here. As you can see, it's really limiting, man. It's really limiting. And obviously I do know you can get a free, where is it? I think it's here, growth. Yeah, you can get once a day, you can get like a cube bag that gives you 20 a day. So right now for me personally, where I'm at in the game, I have my every day I get 45 when that key the key count recharges to max. I get 45 every day at reset, plus the free 20. So I have about 65 keys every day, and that's about 6 runs. That's 6 runs on the dungeons. And you have to do so much shit here, man. You have to farm gold, you have to farm mastery, then eventually when you push through story far enough, you have to do gear as well. Like there is not enough keys to do all of this. Like there is not enough keys. They need to increase the cap on keys to like maybe 80 or 90 or even 100, because you can't do any of these things in the dungeon, right? You can't do this. And I'm damn nearly end game, right? I'm damn nearly end game. I can't do any of this shit. So we need more keys, man. They need to increase the count so we can do more of these to farm more gold, so we can power up our characters, right? And yes, I do know there's free to play ways to do it, but eventually it's like there's nothing you can do to get more of these keys. That's another con that I would say for my first impressions. But in all, the first 4 days of 7 Deadly Sins Origin has been really enjoyable. I haven't had this much fun playing a gacha game in years. I can't remember the last gacha game that I had this much enjoyment, this much fun. I think it's the co-op that definitely added to the fun meter. Like I said, playing with you guys definitely increased the overall enjoyment from the experience. But yeah, let me know down below in the comments what your first impressions of 7 Deadly Sins Origins were. Did you have a good time? Are you still playing the game? Did you quit the game? Let me know all that stuff in the comments. Drop a like and subscribe for more 7 Deadly Sins Origins content. And with that, take care and peace, guys.
This is Escanor, the Lion Sin of Pride from 7 Deadly Sins. Thank you for watching the pinnacle of gacha gaming on YouTube, The One.